Hello YouTubers, 0 to 100 here, and today's video is going to be me summarizing the top 3 motorcycle touring destinations in Europe. I have toured a lot in Europe, and this is my favorite 3 touring destinations in Europe. This is from my own personal experience, and these places are amazing with amazing roads, highly recommended. That being said, let's dive right in with number 3 on my list, which is Grossglockner in Austria. It is the high alpine road. The mountain pass is very famous in Austria. It is a mountain pass with a total of 48 kilometers and 36 turns. It leads deep into the center of Austria's largest national park with an area of 1,800 squared kilometers that extends across the provinces of Salzburg and Tyrol and Carinthia. The highest point of this mountain is around 2,500 meters above sea level. It allows for some interesting riding on a motorcycle, so it's got some really nice corners. You can see the actual footage. Now, on the day that I did the Grossglockner, it was a little bit foggy and wet conditions, but nevertheless it gives enough cornering and good quality roads for a person to enjoy. Now, the summit is right at the top, and there you can find a couple of restaurants, and actually at the top you'll actually be able to see a glacier at the top. Now, why is the Grossglockner third on my list? Well, the first thing is it is the smallest of the 3, and it's also the only one that has actually got a toll gate, so you have to pay to enter the Grossglockner. Otherwise, it is a pretty good medium track or road with plenty of cornering to do, interesting places to see, lots of beautiful scenery, and I would say that out of the 3 places, it is also one of the second most busiest tourist destinations. So you do get stuck behind buses and cars, cyclists, and so forth. It is quite a popular destination in Europe, so there is quite a bit of tourism going on there, yeah. The surrounding areas are pretty good, the roads are pretty good. Also, what made it on my list at number 3 is it is one of the roads in Austria that has got the most police and is patrolled quite heavily. They do stop and they do check to see if you've got the proper paperwork and so forth and so forth. So in Austria, don't mess around with the cops. It is a destination that will definitely get you caught because there is a lot of them. Roads and surrounding areas are really great to visit, so you won't only have the Grossglockner to visit. You've got places that like Zell and Ziller. Zell and Ziller was really a narrow track. The roads weren't as good, but for an adventure it was pretty awesome, and it was a nice tight road, a lot more technical than the Grossglockner. So the surrounding areas has got plenty to explore. Austria is a beautiful country, very clean, beautiful, nice cornering, as you can see here, throughout the mountainous regions, and you won't be disappointed. So this rates number 3 on my list. So just to summarize, the reasons why it's number 3 is basically it is the smallest of the 3 of my choices. It is the one that is paid. You've got to pay to get in through a toll gate. It's also the one that's got the most patrolled roads in the country, so a lot more police around and less freedom to express yourself on the motorbike. Those are the 3 things that I didn't like about Grossglockner. Now, there are a lot of positive things. The road's very good. It's not the most hardest, it's not the easiest, so I would reckon this about it's a medium technical road. Beautiful scenery, as you can see here, some of the pictures that I'm posting up right now, and yeah, it has got, of course, not the most, not the least, but out of the three, it is the one with the second most tourists on the road. So lots of cyclists, lots of buses, lots of people visiting the Grossglockner. So it's not empty roads. However, the region around does give you a lot of possibilities and a lot of different roads. I suggest those that are interested would buy a book to explore the surrounding areas. So let's move on to number 2 on my list, and that is the all famous Stelvio in Italy. Now Stelvio is just as famous as the Grossglockner, but in Italy, and it makes for one hell of a ride. So famously once hailed the greatest driving road in the world by BBC's Top Gear Jeremy Clarkson in 2008, the reputation of the Stelvio clearly precedes it. So this road is around 75 kilometers long and boasts around 48 hairpin bends like the one you're seeing here. These are 180 degree hairpin bends. This is also one of the most technical tracks that I've been on. The incline is incredible. It is something like 1,800 meters, right? While doing the pass. So it is very steep. Now you'll notice that on some of these hairpins, it is so steep from the incline to 180 degrees, very tight, that actually some sports cars actually knock their front fenders because it is so steep. And you can see here on the left all the scraping of the fenders, right? Now this is number 2 on my list because A, it is not a beginner road. Those that are just starting off should not ride this road. Do something easier like the Grossglockner. This is a very technical road. It is 75 kilometers long. It is jam-packed with tourists. This is the reason why it is also number 2. It is jam-packed with tourists. There are buses, campers, sports cars, cyclists, pedestrians. This road is really jam-packed. It is not a road that you can easily and freely ride with not too many oncoming cars to look out for. Every corner you've got to be careful. Yes, every corner is very, very sharp. You've got to see if there's oncoming trucks, buses, campers that don't necessarily make the corner. However, it is a fantastic road. You have to try this road. It is beautiful. The scenery around it is excellent. The altitude is excellent. There is a lot in Italy in the vicinity, like Gavia Pass, another famous pass. So you're not limited only to the Stelvio. The summit is nice. There's lots of hotels around. It is not as populated as Grossglockner. There is a lot of villages and places to visit around the mountain pass. As you can see here, this is the Stelvio, and this is how technical this road is, and the incline is very, very high, very, very steep, very, very quick to the summit. So basically, Stelvio number 2. The negatives, and I would say the biggest negative here is just it is too crowded. It is too popular and just too crowded with buses, people, campers, pedestrians, cyclists, motorbikes, you name it. The road itself is very technical, so not for beginners. The positives, of course, the surrounding areas, the roads. You've got so many different options and passes to do. So the Gavia Pass is a really excellent and interesting option. The road is not as good as the Stelvio Pass. So Stelvio has got some really good maintained roads. Gavia Pass is a little bit rougher. It is very close to Switzerland, so you can do and travel around Switzerland. The roads to Switzerland are really, really amazing. The scenery is just some of the best scenery that I've seen in the world, and I'm really, really impressed. Yeah. Now, I did the Stelvio from north to south and south to north a couple of times. You visit places like Borneo, Livigno. There is really limitless options. The restaurant, the food, everything is great. It is, after all, number 2 on my list, and this is the hotel that I stayed in. It is and was a really great experience for me. Some of the best cornering and hairpins that you will find anywhere in the world. It's not a fast track, it is crowded, but it is a very good technical track, and one that you will find very, very interesting. So that is the Stelvio, ladies and gentlemen. So let's move on to the last one on my list. So the number 1 road in Europe, as voted by me from my experience and also by Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear, is in Romania, the Transfagarasan. This is one hell of a road, ladies and gentlemen. This is like every single race track in the world seamlessly knitted together to give you this amazing road, the Transfagarasan. It is fast, wonderful, clean, brutal, everything you want in a tour. Full of adventure, lots of off-road options for those that ride the Enduro. No cops around, no traffic around. There's not a lot of buses, cyclists, pedestrians like the last 2. This is just open roads, and of course if you go there like on weekdays like I did, there's almost nothing on the roads. It is just open road, bends, and it's not just bends, it's all kinds of bends. You've got hairpins, you've got long, you've got short, you've got tight, you've got wide, you name it. This is one hell of a nice road, and the scenery is great. It is a cheap country to visit, Romania. Everybody says Romania, there's nothing to see, it's dirty. Come on guys, Romania surprised me a hell of a lot. The people are friendly, it was a great place to visit, the hotels are good, the food is good. You can almost do anything and get away with anything in Romania, yeah? It was dirt cheap, it was a really nice experience, and I recommend this to everybody. You've really got a lot of options for adventure, for touring. There's not as much to see, of course, around the vicinity like in Grossglockner and Stelvio, but you've got another amazing, and I would say almost as good as the Transfagarasan, if not better, and that is the Transalpina, right? It is a wonderful brand new road that stretches on for kilometers and kilometers. I would even rate it better than the Transfagarasan, right? However, not everybody is familiar with the Transalpina, and thus the top 3 destinations I chose is of places that people know. The Grossglockner is well known, the Stelvio is well known, and the Transfagarasan is well known. And this is my favorite number 1 choice of all the touring destinations in Europe. You can really enjoy and ride this road with confidence. It is good asphalt, it is clean, the weather is really good, the view is fantastic, not a lot of tourists, so you're not stuck behind buses or campers like the other 2. It is absolutely free, it is cheap. There is not a lot to dislike about this road, and it is high. Now, this is 90 kilometers. It is also the longest pass out of all of the roads, yeah? And guys, those are the 3 choices that I have chosen, yeah? Now, if you guys know of any others or disagree with my choice from my experience, yeah, please feel free to write and post a comment underneath. This is my personal opinion, and I really enjoyed touring Romania and doing the Transfagarasan and the Transalpina. There's not a lot of problems with accommodation or places where you can stay. There is not a problem with theft like people seem to think, right? People saying, you're going to go to Romania, you're going to get your bike stolen and things like that. Come on, that is all hearsay, yeah? It was fantastic in every way, yeah? And again, I'm not the only one that thinks so. Jeremy Clarkson, and I will post the links below, said that this is an amazing road to drive on the motorbike. It is a pleasure, believe me, yeah, when I tell you this. And what made this road for me the most memorable was actually the surrounding places, the people, the hotels where I stayed, the food. I learned so much more so than with the other two places. And I will definitely want to go back there. I had the opportunity to do Transalpina, both wonderful roads. Just look at this. It doesn't stop. The cornering is just one after the other, and they fast corners. You can really give your bike a lot of stick around these corners, yeah. They are wide enough for you to really get low down on your bike, yeah. Anyway, guys, if you don't agree with my choice, please post a comment. If you like the video, give me the thumbs up, help a guy grow his channel, right? Subscribe, it means a lot, yeah. And if you can, right, and you're a motorbike enthusiast like I am, grab some mates and go and do these tours. They are really worthwhile. You won't regret. Yeah, you can do any one of these tours if you live in Europe. You can fly out, rent bikes. Transfagarasan Romania has got a lot of enduro options for those that like enduro fun. Yeah, nothing else to say, guys. These are just some pictures of my adventures in Romania. I hope you guys enjoyed. Share and like. Peace out, drive safe, and reach for the stars. Thank you for watching my channel 0 to 100 Adventure, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe and share to help a guy grow his channel. And if you want to watch more of my videos, please follow the links to the right. Thank you and hope to see you soon.